Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to test whether or not darkness is all that I've made it out to be. We're going to do a quick tune-in cut over here. It's already, I already cut with it some. It's pretty tuned in, but I'm still going to do a test with it. And yeah, we're going to put it against the Redmax and the Craftsman 3.3 XP. We're good. Here we go. One more. All right, so we're going to take this bar and chain, we're going to put it on the Redmax. Man, it's hard to say, you know, how fast something is whenever you just simply run it as comparing it to something else. I mean, you can run it and go, wow, that feels great, but you never really know until you actually test it out. Woo, don't fall. Pretty little thing. So, you know, here's the deal. I mean, for me, it's about winning races. And so, if this Redmax is the fastest one that I got, I'm going to run it, you know? I want darkness to be the fastest, but we won't know. All of these saws, by the way, will be running the same chain and a 7-pin sprocket. Now, the 7-pin sprocket on this Redmax and the Craftsman, they're on there because I got faster times with a 7-pin sprocket. But I think that darkness can pull an 8-pin sprocket and be faster. Won't know until we try that out, of course. But to keep these tests good and all the same thing, then we're going to keep it with 7-pin sprocket on all of them. It's a regular 325 steel RS chain. Nothing special. We'll definitely need to tune this guy in because I haven't ran it, I think since Michigan. It's a lot colder up there. No, I ran it since then. Totally. See? That shit right there will make you doubt yourself. I mean, that one right after the other, this one feels faster. I mean, that was just scooting through the wood like you wouldn't believe. Well, you saw it, and I bet you believe it. So, that doesn't make no sense, does it? Yeah, this thing runs freaking great also. And, you know, my feelings ain't hurt. I built this one too, you know? It's too close to tell. Too close. Now this one has a chain that I sharpened, that I used it at the last race that I ran this saw in, which was in Alabama. And it cuts really well, but I want to make sure everything is even. This is about learning, not about proving anything. Put that right there. Now this Poland takes a slightly different bar mount. You can make a Husqvarna small mount work on this, no problem, but I don't want to cut on that bar. You know, that's a nice bar that was meant specifically for the 550 XP that I had made by Indiana. Doug, come on, get in there. Some wood chips. There we go. This one needs a little squirt of fuel. I just don't know. As it is right now, what I'm thinking is the Redmax was the fastest. But we won't know until we actually do the timer. We won't know, but it's fun to run all three of these saws. I built the Redmax and the 550, and this right here was built by Brennan Cass and Garrett Barker. What it is a Craftsman 3.3 that has a Husqvarna 346 XP piston and cylinder adapted to it. Then it's ported up and it's got a big old monster carburetor on there, no air filter, nothing. And honestly, this thing is all primed and ready to be turned into nitro, you know, because that was the original intent with this, is to make a full out, flat out racer. Garrett had mentioned, you know, bring it back to him, and he's wants to mess with it a little bit more, and we'll see what the future holds with that. But as it is, it cuts really great, especially considering what this thing started as. It was a Craftsman 3.3, you know. But anyways, so let's do some editing and see which saw comes out on top. Okay, so I'm editing right now, and I wanted to catch my reaction. Here we go with the Redmax versus the 550 XP Mark II. Here we go. Oh my God, the Redmax beat it. Here we go for the upcut. And the 550 beat it. I think I was learning on that 550 that I could push a lot harder, and on that upcut, I did. Downcut. Oh, the Redmax beat it again. Okay, so what we saw there is that, because I already know that I got faster times with the Redmax if I have a 7-pin sprocket. But on the upcut where I was really pulling hard on the 550, and the 550 has knots as well, but on the upcut, the 550 was able to beat it pretty handily, which confirms my suspicion that the 550 will be able to handle an 8-pin sprocket better than the Redmax can handle an 8-pin sprocket. So once the 8-pin sprocket goes on, it'll probably definitely be a clear win. So even though right there, best 2 out of 3 with a 7-pin sprocket, the Redmax won. Something that you can't deny is that the Redmax didn't have the knots that the 550 had to go through, as well as I was able to pull a lot harder on the 550, which means it'll be better with an 8-pin sprocket. Now, let's see how it does against against the Craftsman. Craftsman beats it on the downcut again. Those knots. And on the upcut, where I'm applying significantly more pressure, the 550 wakes up. And the downcut. All right, so we're learning here. Learning. Okay, so both of the saws, the Redmax and the Craftsman 3.3, win in a best 2 out of 3 scenario here in this wood. But there's a big but. Baby got back, and that is in both of the races, the 550 won on the upcut, which means it has more torque, more power, and I will be able to get a faster run if I switch to an 8-pin sprocket on that saw. Plus, there was undeniably knots that the 550 had to get through. And I'm just learning that saw, and how much I can push on it and stuff. And I mean, to be honest, with the other two as well, I would have to cut in that wood several times before I figure out a nice balance of where to push, how much to push, and how much to just let it eat. But all three saws are tremendously great, and there's no hurt feelings here because, you know, I built the Redmax, and guess what? Damn it, that thing runs freaking good. And the 550, I built it, and guess what? Damn thing runs really good. It definitely clearly has more torque than either of those other saws. So I think with the future tests, and whenever I run it at Sawfest, I'll still run darkness because I'll be wearing an 8-pin sprocket, and I'll be able. I mean, I'll do a test with an 8-pin sprocket to see how good it cuts in comparison. But all saws are good, and I'm very happy with all three of the builds. The Craftsman, I did not build that. Again, that the credit goes to Brennan Cass and Garrett Barker. And that thing's running, I think it's got a 395 carburetor on it. So it's a big old honking carb, and you can't work that. The Redmax and the 550, you could take those and use them as work saws. They're perfectly fine, you know. So anyways, there you have it. Which one's faster? Well, with a 7-pin sprocket, and in this log right here, either the Redmax or the Craftsman are technically faster from what we just saw. However, the 550 will be set up differently. I'll run an 8-pin sprocket on it. Also to be noted is that 550 is fresh as can be. What's it got on it now? Maybe 20 cuts, maybe. Probably not even 20 cuts, probably more like 15, you know? And so break-in has not even remotely started. So either which way any of this goes, all three of the saws are impressive, but I'm still going to say the most impressive is that 550, you know? Because if I didn't have the knots, or if I had it figured out and how hard to push, maybe I was pushing too hard on it and it slowed it down. I don't know. But it definitely pulls more RPM than the Redmax will. It definitely does. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and check you later.